Hello, Power fans! Thank you very much for joining me in this wrap-up. Thank you for watching the whole series up to this point, and I hope you've been enjoying it. It was a lot of fun playing this deck, but I do have to warn you, playing that one league took something like 3 hours. All of the games, if the opponent doesn't concede, you're playing there for like the full 40 to 50 minutes. It's pretty insane. Especially if you start going off and you have to dig down to the last like 10 cards of your deck to find your win condition. Yikes. Anyway, I do feel like, just to start off, this deck does feel more powerful than a bunch of other decks I've played. Because it has two different angles of attack, with the Crusher really fast plan. Red-Black Reanimator, while it was a powerful deck whenever you're dropping a Crusher on turn 2 or turn 3, it was super inconsistent. It didn't have like a secondary plan. You either got the Crusher with Exhume or you didn't. This gives us a very powerful second plan on that strategy. And in fact, it's so powerful you might as well just call it the first plan, because if they're just using simple removal spells on some of our creatures, we can just keep going off with the High Priest. As long as we have a crown in hand, we can just keep trying over and over again. Lots of reanimation effects to keep bringing those back. Stinkweed Imps allows us to grind out the game as much as we need to against certain decks, and to be honest, those two plans, High Priest combo plus Crusher, Annihilation, it's a really nice package. I feel like this deck does need a little bit more tuning. As I mentioned in the intro, it is possible we might want one of those neonates to be a bodyguard instead, and possibly we might want two bodyguards. The main reason being, we might just want one of those down when we have an Ulamog's Crusher down pretty early. That's our best way to protect it from removal, to allow us to get that Annihilate hit in. And maybe that's all this thing needs at this point. But please let me know in the comment section down below if you have some ideas on some card adjustments we can make. I have heard someone recommend that we try Tormented Existence in this deck. I'm not really sure if it would fit, but it is something to consider. It would be a different way, maybe instead of like Unearths, of really like churning through our deck through all the different creatures. The biggest downside is we don't have a ton of creatures to be like throwing away with that, so it might be something worth trying as like a 1 or 2 of, just to keep the gas going later in the game. And yeah, my main thought, this deck is probably a whole lot better to play in paper, because you can just explain the loop and win the game on the spot. Magic Online, you need to make sure you know your triggers, how to stack stuff as efficiently as possible. You need to make sure you're auto-yielding to everything. You got to make sure you're trying to minimize the number of clicks and you're using your keyboard shortcuts, because even if you're doing all those things, your combo's still going to take 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how far through your deck you have to go. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. I'd recommend taking it for a spin, but make sure you don't have anything too much on the line, because it's really easy to time out with this deck. It really is. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I know I've been posting a little infrequently lately, but I wanted to give everybody a nice holiday gift with a new deck tech, something that's new, novel, and might be able to shake up the meta a little bit if people are able to figure out a way of playing this thing quick enough. Have yourselves a wonderful day.